Good afternoon. This is All India Radio and I am Anuja Kumar. With me is Prashant Kumar Sinha with the Midday News. The headlines. RBI announces measures to ease financial stress and maintain liquidity in the system. Reverse repo rate reduced by 25 basis points to 3.75% to facilitate bank credit flow. Central Bank to provide refinancing facilities of 50,000 crore rupees through NABARD, SIDBI and NHB to maintain credit flow in the system. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hails RBI's measures, says announcements greatly enhance liquidity and improve credit supply. Indian scientists develop low-cost diagnostic test kit for COVID-19. Madhya Pradesh government divides state into 3 categories to break chain of transmission of COVID-19. And government removes restriction on export of formulations made from paracetamol. Amidst the steep fall in the rupee and the continuing volatility in other segments of the financial market, the Reserve Bank of India today announced several regulatory measures. While addressing media, the RBI Governor Shaktikant Das announced to slash the reverse repo rate from 4% to 3.75% while keeping the repo rate unchanged.
Now, in order to encourage the banks to deploy these surplus funds in investments and loans in productive sectors of the economy, it has been decided to reduce the fixed rate reverse repo rate under the liquidity adjustment facility by 25 basis points from 4% to 3.75% with immediate effect. The policy repo rate, however, remains unchanged at 4.4% because that is a matter which is decided by the MPC, and also the marginal standing facility rate and bank rate, they also remain unchanged at 4.65%.
The RBI governor declared that the period of resolution plan for NPAs will be extended by 90 days and the loans given by NBFCs to real estate companies will get similar benefit as given by the scheduled commercial banks. Mr. Das also announced a special refinance facilities of rupees 50,000 crore rupees to financial institutions as a booster package for small and medium-sized industries to recover from the lockdown.
In view of the tightening of financial conditions in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic, these institutions are today facing difficulties in raising resources from the market. Accordingly, it has been decided to provide special refinance facilities for a total amount of rupees 50,000 crores to NABARD, SIDBI and NHB to enable them to meet sectoral credit needs.
He said that these measures will help to maintain liquidity in the system, facilitate and incentivize bank credit flows, ease financial stress and enable formal working of markets. Mr. Das also said that India's growth rate is expected to be highest among G20 nations as per IMF estimates.
India is among the handful of countries that is projected to cling on somewhat tenuously to positive growth at 1.9%. In fact, this is the highest growth rate among the G20 economies as estimated by the IMF. India is expected to post a sharp turnaround and resume its pre-COVID, pre-slowdown trajectory by growing at 7.4% in 2021-22.
The governor mentioned that pre-monsoon kharif sowing has been aggressive and the IMD has forecasted a normal southwest monsoon. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said that the announcements made by the Reserve Bank of India will greatly enhance liquidity and improve credit supply. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said these steps would help our small businesses, MSMEs, farmers and the poor, and it will also help all states by increasing wage and means advance limits. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has said that the Reserve Bank of India has taken a slew of steps in view of the difficulties being faced due to COVID-19. In a series of tweets, the minister said these steps aimed at maintaining adequate liquidity in the system, incentivizing bank credit flows, easing financial stress and enabling the normal functioning of markets. She said RBI has increased the Ways and Means advance limit for states to 60% over and above the level as on 31st of March to help state governments tide over cash flow problems due to a temporary dip in revenue collections. The minister said it has now been decided that the non-performing asset NPA classification norms will exclude the 3-month moratorium window that banks are allowed to give on loan repayments to ease the worries of MSMEs that are in danger of becoming NPA accounts.
Speaking exclusively to AIR, Vice Chairman of the Niti Aayog, Rajiv Kumar, said that the measures taken by the RBI today will open up liquidity in the market and will be beneficial for lives and livelihood of the people.
The RBI announced some critical measures to improve the economic and investment climate in the country, especially by encouraging the commercial banks to lend to the small and medium enterprises. This has been done by lowering the reverse repo rate again to an all-time record low of 3.75%. The extra liquidity given to the NABARD, SIDBI and National Housing Board Bank will also help those who are wanting to borrow for purchasing of housing or commercial property. A big step forward in our fight against the coronavirus.
A total of 13,387 confirmed cases of COVID-19 have been reported in the country so far. Out of these, 1,749 patients have recovered and have been discharged from hospitals, while 437 patients have died. Briefing media in New Delhi, Health Ministry officials said the 325 districts in the country have not reported any coronavirus case so far because of actions initiated at the field level. There are 27 other districts also where no positive case has been reported for the past 14 days.
The centre issued revised guidelines to be followed in the second phase of lockdown. It has allowed certain relaxations in the notified services from 20th of April in areas without hotspots. A series of directives have been put in place to ensure a strict compliance of lockdown. A look at such directives to be followed in public places.
Agricultural and horticultural activities like collection, harvesting and processing of minor forest produce or non-timber forest produce by scheduled tribes and other forest dwellers in forest areas have been exempted from lockdown restrictions. Plantation of bamboo, coconut, arecanut, cocoa, spices and its harvesting, processing, packaging, sale and marketing have also been put under the exempted category. Non-banking financial companies including housing finance companies and microfinance institutions, cooperative societies can also function with bare minimum staff during the lockdown. Construction activities in rural areas including water supply, sanitation, laying of transmission lines, telecom optical fiber and cable along with related activity have been allowed to function. Bhupen Singh, AIR News, Delhi.
Indian Council of Medical Research ICMR has tested 3,02,956 samples so far. 27,256 samples have been tested yesterday by the various government and private laboratories in the country. ICMR is continuously scaling up its testing facilities for COVID-19 by giving approval to government and private laboratories. As of now, 183 government laboratories, 3 collection centres and 80 private laboratory chains have been given approval to conduct the test for COVID-19.
The centre has issued an order to exempt certain activities related to agriculture, horticulture, plantation, financial sector and construction activities under the consolidated revised guidelines for strict implementation by the states and union territories during the lockdown. The centre had issued consolidated revised guidelines for the second phase of lockdown on the 15th of this month. The government has allowed certain relaxations in the notified services from the 20th of April in the areas having no hotspots. More from our correspondent.
Wearing of face cover is now compulsory in all public places. People must follow 1 meter distance with each other as per norms on social distancing. Organizations and authorities have been directed to not allow assembling of 5 or more people at any place. Any social gatherings, including marriages and funerals, should be organized only after prior authorization from the district magistrate. Those spitting in public places will be fined. Sale of liquor, gutka and tobacco-based products is banned. Stay home, stay safe and stay tuned to AIR News for the latest. Anand Chaturvedi, AIR News, Delhi.
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh today reviewed the activities of the Armed Forces Medical Services, AFMS, and their assistance to civilian authorities to contain the spread of COVID-19. Defence hospitals in the country have been taking care of many corona patients. Mr. Singh lauded the efforts of the AFMS doctors and paramedics for their services both in hospitals and in quarantine centres across the country.
Indian Railways has created history as its 88-coach freight train Annapurna, carrying food grains, covered 1,634 kilometres in less than 50 hours. More from our correspondent.
The entire country is under lockdown due to novel coronavirus. Railways is playing a very important role in delivering food grains and essential commodities across the country. 88-coach Annapurna freight train travels from Dhandhari Kala in Punjab to New Jalpaiguri in West Bengal in 49 hours 50 minutes. The distance of 1634 kilometers used to take 96 to 100 hours. The freight train has promptly transported food to 10 needy states. This is for the first time Railways has transported food grains in such a large scale. It is 137% more than last year. Anupam Mish, AR News, Delhi.
The Union government has rejected reports in a magazine which claimed that Prime Minister Narendra Modi did not consult the 21-member scientific COVID-19 task force before extending the lockdown. In a tweet, the Press Information Bureau termed it as fake, saying all decisions were taken after consulting the task force. The Indian Council of Medical Research also dismissed the report and said the COVID-19 task force met 14 times in the last month and all decisions taken involved the members of the task force.
The Union government has dismissed as false reports in a regional news channel that examinations held by the UPSC have been cancelled in the wake of COVID-19. In a tweet, the Press Information Bureau clarified that the claim is false. It said any rescheduling of UPSC examinations, if necessary, will be notified on the Commission's website. You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. RBI announces measures to ease financial stress and to maintain liquidity in the system. Reverse repo rate reduced by 25 basis points to 3.75% to facilitate bank credit flow. Central Bank to provide refinancing facilities of 50,000 crore rupees through NABARD, SIDBI and NHB to maintain credit flow in the system. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hails RBI's measures, says announcements greatly enhance liquidity and improve credit supply. Indian scientists develop low-cost diagnostic test kit for COVID-19. Madhya Pradesh government divides state into 3 categories to break the chain of transmission of COVID-19, and government removes restrictions on exports of formulations made from paracetamol. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
The Union government has removed restrictions on the export of formulations made from paracetamol, including fixed-dose combinations with immediate effect. In a notification issued today, Directorate General of Foreign Trade said that formulations made from paracetamol, including FDCs, have been made free for export. However, paracetamol active pharmaceutical ingredient API will remain restricted for export. Private schools in Delhi have been directed not to raise the fee without concurrence of the state government. Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia in a tweet said that schools have been instructed not to ask for fee for 3 months at one go. He said that Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has instructed private schools in the national capital to get only 1 month's school fee deposited, considering the hardships of people due to corona pandemic. Mr. Sisodia stated that no student should be disallowed attending online classes by such schools because of non-payment of fees. Meanwhile, a total of 62 new confirmed cases of novel coronavirus have been reported in Delhi during the last 24 hours, taking the total number of cases to 1,640. The Delhi government has confirmed that 52 patients have been cured and discharged so far, and 38 deaths have been reported in the national capital. In Madhya Pradesh, the state government has clarified that increase in the number of COVID-19 patients in Indore and Bhopal is not a matter of great concern. The total number of corona patients in the state has reached to around 1,200. So far, 55 patients have died of infection, while 65 have recovered. There are 842 patients in Indore and 197 in Bhopal.
Mohammad Suleiman, Additional Chief Secretary, Public Health and Family Welfare Department, informed that earlier tests were not being done, but now a large number of tests are being conducted. The authorities have divided the state in 3 categories. More affected places like Indore, Bhopal and Ujjain are placed in the first category. Places where less infected persons are in the second category, and places with no infection cases are in the third category. The places in the first category have been sealed so that infection doesn't go out from there. Efforts of controlling infection through hotspot, epic centers and containment areas are also being made. In Indore, 3.9 lakh people have been surveyed so far, and city has been divided in 11 zones. 489 teams are deployed for the health survey of people. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
In Madhya Pradesh, Muslim Sheher Qazis of many cities including Bhopal, Indore and Raisen have appealed to the community people to follow the lockdown rules to prevent coronavirus infection. They have also asked them to stay at home and pray inside the home during Ramadan. Qazi Zahiruddin, the Sheher Qazi of Raisen, has appealed to the Muslims to take all necessary precautions advised by the government and not to come out of homes unnecessarily.
उसका पूरा पालन किया जाए, उसकी सुरक्षा अपने घरों के अंदर महफूज रहने में है और हर तरीके से जिला प्रशासन का सहयोग किया जाए, डॉक्टरों के संपर्क में रहा जाए और किसी भी अनावश्यक तरीके से बाहर निकलने में परहेज करें। इसलिए कोशिश करें कि हम घर के अंदर ज्यादा से ज्यादा रहें ताकि हम, हमारा समाज, हमारी बस्ती और हमारा जिला सुकून से, परेशानी से निकल सके।
In Rajasthan, the total number of COVID-19 infected persons has gone up to 1,169 in the state after 38 new cases tested positive today. The maximum 18 new patients have been reported to Jodhpur today. So far, 16 people have died in the state due to the coronavirus infection.
Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot has said that a large number of tests are being done to detect corona positive patients. Efforts are also being made to increase the capacity of corona tests in the state from 4,000 to 10,000 samples per day. The Chief Minister has expressed the hope that after the commencement of economic activities scheduled to start from April 20, economy of the state will also improve gradually. Meanwhile, procurement of Rabi crops has started at about 845 centers including the state's agriculture mandis, which brought widespread relief to farmers. Chetendra Dwivedi, AIR News, Jaipur.
Uttar Pradesh has set a record of food grain distribution under the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana and has reached a new high now. Chief Minister of the state, Yogi Adityanath, today announced that every needy person in the state shall be provided with food, ration and other essential items owing to the current scenario. It does not matter if one has a ration card or an Aadhaar card. Meanwhile, more than 3 crore beneficiaries of 71.62 lakh families in the state have been distributed 1.5 lakh metric tons of free rice yesterday. It is 21.46% of the total targeted distribution in a single day. This is the highest single-day distribution in the country. Muslim clerics in many parts of Uttar Pradesh have been appealing to members of the community to follow the lockdown and not to gather at mosques for prayers. Agra and Aligarh Sheher Mufti had issued a fatwa in this regard, saying that during nationwide lockdown, the Muslim community should not offer Johar ki namaz at home instead of the mosque.
मैं खालिद रशीद फरंगी महली लखनऊ की सरजमीन से आप हजरात को ये पैगाम दे रहा हूँ। हमारे मुल्क में भी इस बीमारी की आमद दर्ज हो चुकी है। इस वक्त पूरे मुल्क की आवाम का ये बुनियादी फर्ज है कि हम सब एक साथ मिलकर इसके खिलाफ जंग करें। हमारे मुल्क के प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने इस जंग के खिलाफ अहम स्टेप्स उठाए हैं। इस वक्त हम सबका भी यही फर्ज है कि लॉकडाउन की जो भी रूल्स रेगुलेशन हैं उस पर पूरी तरीके से अमल करते हुए अपने घरों ही में रहें।
In Telangana, the Jamia Nizamiya of Hyderabad has appealed to Muslims to offer Taraweeh prayers at home during the month of Ramadan. Ulemas and muftis of all schools of Islamic thought have come out with this appeal due to the lockdown. Jamia Nizamiya, in a statement, asked the community not to come out for iftar. They also requested the community to help the poor and needy persons instead of hosting iftar parties.
In West Bengal, the District Mosque Committee of Murshidabad has decided to comply the norms of social distancing in all mosques during the ongoing lockdown. The district Imam Mufti Nizamuddin has said that notice to this effect has been pasted to all mosques. He said that as per request from district administration, the committee has requested all mosques for strict compliance of social distancing and urged Muslim people to perform namaz at their homes during the lockdown. Our correspondent reports that the Murshidabad district is one of the bordering areas in the state where a large number of people belonging to Muslim community live. The district is having over 6,200 mosques at present. As many as 34 new cases of COVID-19 were found in Maharashtra, taking the tally beyond the 3,200 mark, while 7 more people succumbed to the disease. With this, the state has so far reported 3,236 cases, while the death toll is now 194. 5 more COVID-19 patients were discharged after recovering from the disease, taking the tally of cured cases to 300. More from our correspondent.
Government of Maharashtra has launched telemedicine helpline for citizens to help them overcome their doubts regarding coronavirus and get proper guidance. While providing relief to the citizens, government has appealed doctors in the state to join hands to implement this drive successfully. No new case of coronavirus has been found since last 2 days in 15 tehsils of Raigad district. On the other hand, considering increasing number of coronavirus patients in Panvel, district administration has arranged 100 beds and handed over to the municipality to serve the purpose. In Latur, district collector has appealed youth in the villages to join hands to contribute in anti-corona force formed for preventing spread of coronavirus in their locality. Madhuri Pange, AIR News, Mumbai.
In Gujarat, 92 fresh cases were reported in the last 15 hours, taking the total number of COVID-19 cases to 1,029. According to State Health Department, 45 cases have been reported from Ahmedabad, 14 from Surat and 9 from Vadodara, among others. A report.
Principal Secretary of Department of Health Dr. Jayanti Ravi said the rise in a number of cases is a result of intensive testing from the hotspots. She said the government will receive the rapid antibody test rat kits from the central government today. Apart from this, 10,000 rat kits from a Palghar-based manufacturer will also be received by today, which will help the government in ensuring proactive testing. Dr. Ravi said the government has also sought permission from ICMR for plasma transfusion. 2 Ahmedabad-based government hospitals have started registration of the patients who are recovered from COVID-19 and are ready to give their samples for the therapy. She said plasma therapy will be started in the state once the government receives a nod from ICMR. Ms. Aparna Khoot, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
A research institute in Kerala has developed a new, faster and cheaper diagnostic test for COVID-19, which could be a major breakthrough. A report.
The Sri Chitra Tirunal Institute of Medical Sciences and Technology in Thiruvananthapuram, under the Department of Science and Technology, has developed an innovative diagnostic test kit named Chitra Gene Lamp N for the diagnosis of COVID-19. This detects the N gene of virus using the reverse transcriptase loop-mediated amplification of viral nucleic acid or RT-LAMP technique. This new kit is considered as one of the first few confirmatory diagnostic tests for N gene of COVID-19 virus using the RT-LAMP technique in the world. The test is very specific that it can detect 2 regions of the gene, which will ensure that the test does not fail if one region of the viral gene undergoes mutation during its current spread. Another major advantage of the new test kit is that it is very fast. According to the institute, the detection time is only 10 minutes and the sample to the result time will be less than 2 hours. At least 30 samples can be tested in a single batch in a single machine. The institute has also developed the specific RNA extraction kits along with Gene Lab and test kits and testing device. Mayusha for AIR News from Thiruvananthapuram.
Speaking exclusively to AIR News, Director of Sri Chitra Tirunal Institute for Medical Sciences and Technology, SCTIMST, Dr. Asha Kishore said that this development will be a game changer in tackling the corona menace, not only for the country, but also for the world.
I think it's going to be a game changer, not only in India but even globally. Center for Disease Control and Prevention in the US recommends identification of the N gene for calling a test as confirmatory. So we have the N genes, 2 fragments that can be identified. 2 regions of the N gene have to be identified to be called as confirmatory in the US. So we have the possibility of doing that. Not that what you're doing is in any way inferior, but we have the possibility of doing a confirmatory test in one go. Right now we do screening tests followed by confirmatory tests. So in a single test we can do the confirmation, and then it's doubly confirmatory because it's looking for 2 fragments of the same gene. And then the second advantage is that it's going to be so much faster and larger volumes can be done.
In Assam, the Deputy Commissioner, Superintendent of Police and Joint Director of Health Services of Morigao District have been instructed to get quarantined. They have been suspected to have come in contact with 2 positive patients. Official sources said that a few journalists are also told to go in quarantine. Assam has reported 28 active cases so far. A report.
The Assam government has ensured that no one should be worried of to fulfill their daily needs. Another sum of around 65 to 70 crore rupees would also to be released soon to all the districts. The funding is being done under the State Disaster Management Fund. Chief Minister Sarvanand Sonowal, during his visits to districts, instructed the Deputy Commissioners to ensure food for all the needy people. It may be recalled that the district administrations and police, along with civil society organizations, are extending supports to the needy people across the state. Manas Pratim Sharma, AR News, Guwahati.
After the countrywide lockdown was declared in view of the COVID-19 pandemic, in Arunachal Pradesh, there has been reports of shopkeepers charging exorbitant prices for various essential commodities in the capital city, Itanagar. In order to curb the problem, Capital District Administration has come up with an idea of receiving complaints on its Facebook page. A report.
Itanagar Capital Complex Deputy Commissioner Komkar Tolam has informed that people can directly file complaints regarding shopkeepers charging exorbitant price of essential and non-essential items by sending video of the same to the district administration Facebook page. He said the identity of the complainant will be kept confidential. The administration has also made functional a helpline for students from various districts who are stranded in the capital city Itanagar. Meanwhile, till yesterday evening, 343 samples have been collected so far for COVID-19 laboratory testing in Arunachal Pradesh, out of which only 1 has tested positive. Rakesh Dole, AR News, Itanagar.
Amid the COVID-19 pandemic, Shri Ravi Shankar has appealed to the people to stay at home in this testing time.
अभी की परिस्थिति ऐसी है, सब अपने अपने घरों में रहो, एकांत में रहो, ज्यादा भीड़ में ना जाओ. ये प्रकृति के द्वारा दिया हुआ एक मौका है आपको अंतर्मुखी होने के लिए. अंतर्मुखी सदा सुखी. सब समूह में बैठ के भजन कीर्तन करते हैं, तो यह समय है हम इन सब से दूर रहेंगे.
Former cricketer Krishnamacharya Srikanth said it's a huge problem in front of us and we need to fight it unitedly.
I am Krishnamacharya Srikanth, former Indian cricket captain. Everybody is struggling because of this coronavirus. Coronavirus problem has become so huge, it has become literally difficult for all of us. All of us are staying at home. Please be at home and stay safe.
In our series Expert Speak, we bring you the views of the leading medical experts on COVID-19. Dr. Anant Mohan, head of pulmonary medicine AIMS, has advised people not to take medicines like hydroxychloroquine or anti-malarial without a prescription by a doctor.
Please do not take medicines such as azithromycin, other antibiotics, antivirals or hydroxychloroquine or other anti-malarials without a proper prescription by a doctor. Do not self-medicate.
Dr. Neeraj Nischal, Associate Professor AIMS, suggested to the people to stay at their homes to avoid infection.
This is a new virus, so it has got a very big ego. It will not come to your house unless you go out and invite it. So stay home, stay safe.
Maldives has restricted movement within the islands while capital Male is under lockdown following confirmation of another 4 positive cases of COVID-19 from capital Male. Government issued an order last night prohibiting travel between all inhabited islands from this evening, unless essential through movement within the islands have not been banned as of now. Gatherings of any kind have been banned and people are advised to maintain social distancing. Health authorities warned of vast spread of pandemic in the country if people do not strictly adhere to the instructions. The decision to strengthen measures across the country came 2 days after the first community case of COVID-19 was confirmed in Malé on Wednesday. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. RBI announces measures to ease financial stress and maintain liquidity in the system. Reverse repo rate reduced by 25 basis points to 3.75% to facilitate bank credit flow. Central Bank to provide refinancing facilities of 50,000 crore rupees through NABARD, SIDBI and NHB to maintain credit flow in the system. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hails RBI's measures, says announcements greatly enhance liquidity and improve credit supply. Indian scientists develop low-cost diagnostic test kit for COVID-19. Madhya Pradesh government divides state into 3 categories to break the chain of transmission of COVID-19. And government removes restrictions on export of formulations made from paracetamol. And with that, we end the midday news.